Alright, so here we are. We got the carbs out of the CL350 or 360. It's a 1974 early model 360. It's not a 350 like we thought. And I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but this is the left carb air inlet, and it is way dirtier than the right carb. The right carb still had an air cleaner on it, or an air filter, and it is kind of dirty, but that's like 20 years of dust and everything just settling. This one, I think, actually ingested some dirt and dust and sand, and well, it's nasty. Anyway, I'm going to start by taking these things apart from each other. So, get the big one here and just take this plate off the front. This plate kind of holds them together. Never mind. Pause. Alright, so got the plate off. That needs to be cleaned up real good. It's quite dirty. Anyway, the next thing you got to do is you got to separate right here at the throttle, where it connects via the throttle, or that connects the throttle to each other. And to do that, you just simply pull it apart. Okay. Then we got to take the choke part off without bending it too far. So we're going to use a wrench, our wrench of all sizes. Doesn't want to come off of there. There we go. Now, mind you, I did not put any of that penetrating lube on this like I probably should have. So things are going to be a little tighter, more dirty. When I pulled this off, there were still pieces of hose on here, on the overflow ports, and these little pieces right here, they have these little tiny lock ring type. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it is they're kind of a pain to get off. Man, that is not wanting to come off of there. Anyway, I got the carbs separated. Got your idler set screw here. That, if you turn it this way, you know, it opens up the throttle. If you turn it to the left, it closes the throttle. I'm going to go ahead and take that all the way off of there just so it's out of the way. I've heard people in other videos say that this carb, the left carb, it's kind of like your set carb. You adjust everything else for the this carb, the right carb, to this carb. This carb kind of has everything set on it. But really, it's looking like, you know, your choke is here, your throttle is here. The throttle and choke and everything on this carb sets this carb. But you do have, okay, this is the back, this is the choke side, and this is your throttle. Okay, your throttle goes up and down here, opens and closes, your butterfly, and this is quite dirty, but this is the right carb, and it has no, this is your choke, this is your throttle. I apologize. And there's a idler set screw here. This is your fine tuning. This is how you fine tune that choke or that throttle. So let's go ahead and saw somebody else do this. Go ahead and take this top cover off. It'll give us somewhere to set the carburetor and have a flat working surface here. Alright, so this spring, been told, it's very delicate, you want to be very careful with it, but that goes right down in here, down your slide. And your slide, well, has a diaphragm on it. Let's pull this away. Does not look like it was sealed in very well. And slide kind of looks or feels stuck in here. Oh, these gloves, cheap gloves. But the diaphragm looks still pliable. Let's pry this up from in here. Well, it's not coming off. It might be seized in there. It might actually be attached. I doubt it's attached to anything. It's forcing me to be a little more persuasive. It's not coming out of there. So we'll see if I can't really need to get that out of there. Really trying not to break anything or bend anything, but it's being, it's being a pain. Let's go ahead and take this off of here. Nope. I'm not sponsored by anybody or anything, so I'm just doing this on my own. See if a flathead will work. Yeah, a flathead works a lot better on that one. Now we have a flat surface. I don't like putting it on the diaphragm, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? We're gonna take this bowl off and see what it looks like inside here. Gotta have at least semi-clean working area. My wife finds out I was using this table. Pray for me. The reason I'm taking this apart right now, I don't have the oh Lord. I don't have a rebuild kit right now, but I gotta find out what type of carburetor I have, because looking online there's all sorts of different flavors, right? The gasket looks different on almost every one of them. Some of them are round, some of them are this house shape, some of them are got a little like goes around the screw type gasket. So I wanted to find out exactly what I had. I don't know much about this bike, but this I wanted to make sure I got the right set, because some of them are 20 bucks, some of them are closer to 60 or 80. So they're very the rebuild kits are very different, but you can see in there that it is quite nasty. It 20 years of just build up and yuck. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the gasket out of here if I can. Oh man. Yeah, super hard. You can hear it. Super brittle. Just by lightly scraping it with a flathead, that a lot of that gunk comes off. But that's gonna go. Oh, there's one other thing on here. This flathead screw right here to plug. Oh Lord. Man, that's tight. And this plug has it's hollow in the center. You can see, well, I don't know if you can see that, but it is just a little piece of wire. You can get in there and rub around a little bit. And the thought behind this, and Honda did this a lot, was you got this little hole, little pinhole. I'm trying to find it because it's there's two of them or four of them, but you can see this the wires through that, and it took me a while to find it because it was just so dirty and nasty in there. Let's see if I can find another one here. No, not seeing it. But there's a gasket on here. And of course it's old and brittle, and well, it's falling apart as I'm trying to take it off. Yep, there it is. That gasket was on there. Oh, there is another hole. It was kind of below that gasket. And it's pretty clogged up in there too. The idea was that Honda said, well, if you only just loosen the screw a little bit, it'll just drip out, you know. But the holes are so tiny in there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's little tiny holes in there that keep the gas, or let the gas drip out. Anyway, that's the bottom, the float bowl. I took a piece of wire already, the same piece of wire, just ran it through the overflow here, and you see it went through finally, but it's quite dirty in there too. So anyway, I took this off to the side. Now we've got the inlet for the fuel, and this, so I lied a little bit. I am gonna try and take this off. It's taking it off a little bit different than I took the other ones off. Maybe not. You just need one side. Grab one side. These things are old and nasty and probably not going to reuse them, but they hold the gas line on, you know. And then you take your pliers or whatever, if the thing is as dirty as this one, you get underneath and just pry that off. This, oop, there goes the seat. I didn't want the seat out. Oh, lordy lord. I didn't bang it in or anything, I just kind of pressed it in as gently as I could. I gotta get this hose off here, because this hose broke off, and I gotta buy it, or get a new one anyway, so. Old and brittle and nasty. I gotta get this thing off of here so I can buy a new one and get it put on. There we go. Now it's coming off. Yeah, I can't squeeze that. I can squeeze the end a little bit right here, but the end that was up, I can't squeeze it at all. Anyway, push this back down. Oh, you know what? That's gonna come out anyway. What am I doing? It's gotta be cleaned. Oop. Yep. Now I done jacked it up. All right. Now it's still usable. I am gonna pull that out eventually. Anyway, you got the float here, and it is just, it's bottomed out. It's, the spring is gone. The float comes off this little screw here. Ooh, got real tight all of a sudden. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of bathe everything in here with this stuff. It doesn't really matter. I have been told by others to watch for this little plug here. This plug, it's gotta be in there, or else you'll have fuel leaks and air leaks and just all kinds of nasty. I'm gonna run this back down a little bit, get some of that down the threads. Hopefully it'll come out a little easier. There we go. There we go. Alright. Oh, got the screw. That's going in there. Now, there's that pin that holds the float in. It's almost seized in there too. I figured these carbs were going to be this dirty. This is just something else in here. Ugh. That pin does not want to come out. There we go. Now I got it. That's pretty grody in there too. All this is going in the little parts cleaner, ultrasonic cleaner that I bought. So here's your float. It's just two plastic blocks attached with a hanger. That's going, all of that's going in the cleaner. And then you saw something hanging. It's your float needle. Okay, and it's supposedly got a little rubber piece there. Looks pretty solid. And then it's got a little spring action here on the top. Well, this will be sitting like this. In the carburetor. Carburetor sits actually like this. So, yeah. That all goes in the cleaner. You see, I have just all kinds of nasty in here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and spray some of this stuff down inside around the slide here. I just want to get that soaking in there so I can get that slide and diaphragm out. Well, you know what? Might as well turn it right side up. It's kind of sitting on a jet right now, but it's alright. And even though this diaphragm looks okay, I'm going to go ahead and replace it just because it has been sitting for 20 years. And it might be a little bit brittle. I mean, it is kind of mostly pliable anyway. It doesn't look to have any holes in it, but that is just not coming out of there. I don't want to break my screwdrivers either, because, well, can't afford to buy new ones. Anyway, next thing to come off is these jets. All these jets come out pretty easy. Oh, that one does not want to come out. There we go. When you put these back in, it's just going to be a nice snug fit. You don't have to wrench them in. We'll be using a little bit of oil, getting that out as well. I see something down in here. I don't think that really is holding the slide in, because the slide is supposed to move, but who knows. It's supposed to move to allow air in and out. This little piece here, yeah, that wasn't holding anything in. I mean, it was holding the needle in, I'm certain, but it was not holding the slide down at all. These tubes here might need to have a little persuasion of their own. There's one right here that, oof, that is tight in there. Okay, this one, this is your idler jet. It or I forget what it's called, but this one should not be that tight in there. But again, this bike sat for 20 years. 20 years is a long time. Things dry out and corrode, and I mean, I remember 20 years ago, but kids aren't even old enough to remember 15 years ago. This little thing, this holds the float needle seat in place. And that float needle seat should just kind of pop right out, but It's not. There's that seat. It's got an O-ring on there. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but it needs to come out of there, and it'll probably come out in the wash. But let's clean this off a little bit. That's pretty nasty in there too. There's that idler jet there. We'll be able to get that other jet out of there, that secondary jet, until I get that slide out. But I got some punches and stuff around. Might be able to get that pushed from the other side. It is not wanting to come out of there. I got my persuasion bar here. Open up this choke. See if some of that penetrating lube got through. It does not look like it. You know, we might have to let it sit overnight, just soaking. Oh, it is a warm one today, I'll tell you what. Anyway, you have to slide in there. I'm going to continue getting this thing apart one way or another. I'm going to go ahead and spray a little more in there. Clean the old stuff out. And again, I'm being super generous with this stuff. I don't really care how much I use, because this is all going in a parts washer. It's going in a cleaning solution to clean it up and get it all taken care of. Anyway, we'll move on. We'll go ahead and I'm going to take this off here because it's kind of getting in the way. Well, I guess I need a wrench here. Get that off. Depending on how messed up yours were. This is not a how-to video, by the way. This is me fiddle-farting around in my garage trying to get this thing to run. The throttle and everything I'm going to leave together. It's on the outside. It's not really bothering much. Oh boy, what is that? Oh, that is that. Alright. Got this screw over here. I'm going to take that bad boy out of there. Get a bigger screwdriver. Big as I can. Get my hand out of the way. I believe that is your fine-tune idle screw. And that has no ring on it, and that's got to be replaced. It's got a spring. It's also got, and it's probably back in here. Should have a O-ring and a washer that sit right on top of that spring there. So let's get these parts in here before I lose them all. Just because that's how I seem to do. I seem to lose a lot of things a lot of times. That I'm not too worried about cleaning up. I'll spray that down with some carburetor parts cleaner and scrub it with a brush, and it'll be okay. Anyway, there's this screw here I'm going to take out. And from what I've read and from what I've seen, this screw and the screw that goes here on the idler jet plug, they're identical and they can be interchangeable, or interchanged. So I'm not really too worried about it. It does have a washer, but that plugs this hole, which is right inside there. And eventually I'm going to be able to get that get this all back together with some good stuff, some new new seals, new gaskets, new jets and things. But I'm going to let this sit for a little while and then come back to it. It looks like that stuff might actually be seeping down in and breaking up all the... There we go. Got the slide out finally. You saw me pull if you look down in there, there's a hole that goes straight through. On the bottom there's 3 holes. The center hole is where the needle comes out. And that allows for things to move about, or fuel to come up into the air, and then it pushes through into the engine, the cylinder head. I'm just looking over this gasket. This gasket actually looks, or not gasket, but the diaphragm, and it looks pretty good. And I might just reuse that, but it does need to be cleaned, so that'll go in the stuff. So now I'm going to get in here with a punch. Let's clean up my hands a little bit so I can hold some stuff. Now I've been told use a chopstick, use a something soft and kind of pliable. I don't know if I have any chopsticks. So I've just got to do what I can to get this tube out of here. So open. This punch may not be long enough. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this down here. Grab this punch. Just kind of tap it with a screwdriver so it's not. There we go. Too much. Because, like I said, I don't think I have a chopstick. May have broke something just now. I don't think I did, but you know what? Even if I break this thing, I'll probably buy more. Still not wanting to come out. That is still just in there. Doesn't seem to be threaded. I think I got it to move finally. Maybe. You know, looking at it, there's no thread, or there's nowhere to grab it with a screwdriver of any kind. No flathead spots, no Phillips head spots, no nothing. It's just there. So I'm thinking it's pressed in like the old 350 carbs. I have to move up a little bit to a different screwdriver. I have a hammer, but there we go. Finally, yeah, that's all kinds of nasty. Corroded, just ick. And it looks like I destroyed the front or the tip of that almost. Definitely flattened it. But if it doesn't work, we'll take it apart and reuse it. Get it. You know, get a new one. Hey guys, if you liked that video or any of my videos, please leave a comment below, hit the like button, subscribe, and what's that little bell over there? Hit that too. And, as always, thank you for watching.